Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Alpha Traders Top 5 plus some. Turning into a watch list. Hit rate's been great. Last few weeks, we're at 82%. The stocks that we have, they break out the next day. If not, they break out later in the week. So pretty good hit rate, and we're glad to have you guys here. Don't forget, check us out at www.alphatraders.com. You guys can check out, some of the content there that you guys can kind of see. Basic here, you guys, it's pretty straight to the point. We're not trying to, reinvent the wheel with the website here. The value is in the room and the ideas. So come try us out. We have a 21-day trial for $21. So if you're unsure, you can try it out for 21 whole days. You can really get the full feel of what we're doing. So anyway, so let's go to our list. We have Fubo. Fubo's been on the list a lot. So theory here behind this is its volume is drying up on descent or on price dropping. So what that usually means is you're going to get the inverse reaction to the move. So you have a lot of consolidation. You have a lot of big players buying a lot of shares, but they're not driving the price up because they're going to buy it in blocks. They're going to buy their own exposure in smaller quantities, especially if it's coming down like this. You want to keep buying, chipping away at, biting away at the apple slowly. But we see here volumes drying up. That's a huge indicator in the sense that if you look over here, volume on the first spike up, volume was pretty good. On the sell-off, volume was max. On the bounce, volume was max. On the move down again, you had more volume. So you can see these volume spikes. As it gets back here, you saw the volume to the downside. I don't care about the green or the red in the sense that where it went to before. What I'm looking at is the actual volume numbers. And this tells me right here that volume's drying up on the daily, and that tells me it's ready for a move. I think this week it gets, it's about 47.28, 47.32. It may not be an exact science, but I think it gets to here, and then we'll see what really happens. I think if the market's good, and I think if DraftKings and guys that are doing online betting and whatnot, are doing well, the stocks that sector's moving. Penn had a really good move we caught on Friday. We could really see this thing test the trend line. I think it's 52, 53 would be my max move for this week. But I do think that within the next, 60 to 90 days, we see $71. I think that's a measured move, from all-time highs. And if it really wants to get legs and shorts really get squeezed, you could see it at 80, in the next 90 days. So I think this is a great stock, not only for this week, but moving forward. A lot of short float. A lot of shorts can get burned here real quick. This is definitely somewhere where you want to go moving forward. So next one is Riot, Mara, SOS. They're kind of all bunched together here with Bitcoin at 56,000. All the miners, the Chinese miners, the American miners, the Canadian ones, whatever you want to put, they're all really good moves. You could have the small cap ones, the big cap ones. We sold puts on Friday for this week. I think we sold the 50 puts, just something to bring in some premium so that on a down day, we're able to buy the dip with the premium that we're collecting from selling the puts. We're going to be any type of dip is a buy. So this is a buy. Any type of red candle where it's down 15, 20%, that's a buy. You buy some leaps, see how it goes. Or you can sell some more puts, however your trading style is. But Riot, SOS, and Mara are absolute buys. I have a target of 64,250 on Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin gets there over the next 30 days. I think Riot, Mara, and SOS especially, with news coming out that they're buying more rigs and they're trying to mine more BTC and Ethereum and some of the smaller names as well. I think it bodes well for the sector. And as long as Bitcoin price is going up, these are going to keep going up. And technicals don't matter. None of these indicators matter. Only thing matters is price action in these because it's directly tied to the crypto market. It is 24/7. And with that comes volatility. And this is why this stuff is so volatile. But it's also why it also had the run up. So Riot, definitely, we're already in the puts. So when we collect that premium, we're going to help us buy some other stuff. Same with SOS. We bought the 750. I'm sorry, we sold the 750 puts for January 23. I don't think we're going to see 750 again on SOS for a very long time until the market really cools off and Bitcoin gets under, 25,000, 20,000. And by that time, we're going to be long out of it. We're going to collect our, 80% premium, 90% premium, and, might even sell some calls against it if that's how it goes. But inside day, if you want to look at it from a chart perspective, inside day, exactly the same move. This thing's ready to go. There's huge flow. If you're looking at SOS, sorry, I was looking at Facebook earlier, but look, I mean, you see you found some. It's 87 to 13. That's this historical flow from Wednesday. So there's a lot of people betting a lot of money that this thing's going to go, and I tend to agree with them. We'll be jumping into some. I'm sure it's going to gap up tomorrow morning as long as Bitcoin stays above 56,000. Look for this to get back to all-time highs easily this week. Mara, same exact position. They have more value in terms of Bitcoin than Riot and SOS does. They have more fundamental, I guess, holdings in Bitcoin and Ethereum than Riot does. Riot is the bigger miner. They mine more blocks than Mara does. Mara keeps their supply rather than selling it out for profits. So it's going to be an interesting thing when earnings come around again, how Mara compares to Riot in terms of the stock market and the public persona of, old fundamentals and how they work in this new blockchain company that's listed on an old school market like the stock market. But Mara, any touch of the 8-day. I mean, really just go for it. As long as you can handle the up and downs, I would buy day calls, maybe 60 days out, 30 days out if you're a smaller account, maybe just buy the stock and go from there. Nvidia, I just got off the call with all our members. They heard me go through the whole spiel, and I won't go through it here. We only have limited amount of time, but you hear this whole, this is the greatest era to be a semiconductor, builder or a chip maker of any sort. And Nvidia is the top of the class, top of the heap, and you have LRCX, which is top of an American. And then you also have AMAT. You have all these, Taiwan Semiconductor. You have all these other companies in that fold, but Nvidia takes the cake in terms of chips, cards, things like that. They can't keep stock in. Their guidance at earnings on Thursday is going to be massive. The question is, do they sell this like they did LRCX at earnings, even though LRCX blew it out, and they're going to have record profits for the next 2 years, for the next 8 quarters? Or do they let this thing go? Do they let it go and say that Nvidia is going to be an $800 stock by midsummer because of these, the shortage of semis? So we'll see what happens here. I think this thing breaks out. I called it earlier. I said, on Twitter, $700 is my target. We're currently in the $700 June 18th. I think it's June 18th, whatever June OPEX is. The $700 calls, we bought those at $523 back down here. And this, this flag, this is a mini descending wedge, and really it's a flag. And this flag is going to break out. It could be after earnings. So if you're a conservative trader, wait until after earnings Thursday and play Nvidia on a Friday to see if they're going to sell it or buy it. I think they will. Personally, I think they're going to sell it in the morning, first 30, 40 minutes. And then it's just for an opportunity for people to get in, and then you're going to take off. So I think it gets back down to the 8-day on Friday morning, and you're able to buy against this, and you can really make a lot of money on this. Nvidia is the play. I will say it again. It was such a behemoth to break out of. This isn't even the measured move yet. I will tell you all this, record it, put it down in your books. You can quote me on it. Nvidia is going to be 700 in the next few months. I will call it the next 60 days, maybe 90 at the most. It will be $700, no problem. You're looking at a possible $850, $900 stock by the end of the year. NEO, always on my list. I will tell you why. This is going to make a Tesla-like move. It is going to consolidate. You see this channel, it's very Amazon, Tesla like in terms of the way that it's moving. So hang on one second here. Random soundbar issue. Anyways, so you have this consolidation of this huge consolidation that people are every time it drops, there's a buy on it. People want to be in NEO because it is going to make that move. You want to buy here stocks. If you're buying the stock, buy the stock here. Accumulate over time. Buy 100 shares today or 50 shares, whatever your account size is, 10 shares, 20, 10, 5, whatever you can afford. This is one of those plays that by the end of the year, you're going to double your money or be dang close. So for us, I think that this move is coming. I don't know if it's this week where, I don't think it goes there this week, but I think earnings coming up. I think once EV credits hit, and also once they announce their US license to sell their products here, I think you're going to see a huge jump for them. Biospec play, MREO. I missed this move. I'm not gonna lie. I missed this move. I wasn't focusing on excuse me, biofarms and what they're doing and whatnot. Because as you know, the genomics area, I focus more on the CRISPRs, the edits, the beams, those companies. You lose focus kind of on some of the biofarms and some of the things they're doing. But they had a huge deal with Novavax on the second booster shot of the COVID vaccine, and they really shot up. Their output's going to double, I think they said. So it meandered around here. It's ready to break out. I'm thinking this thing gets $8, not this week, but it's probably going to get $5.56 this week, and ultimately probably be around 10. Palantir, we bought the bottom on Palantir. We bought Leaps. We bought the $30 calls for January 2022. So that's 11 months from now. We think Palantir's possible $100. I have a $94 target on it, just measured move based upon where it's going. But looking at 94, and that's a long way up. But government contracts that they have moving forward, there's going to be a lot of infrastructure spending. So Palantir is going to be able to really leverage their product, and maybe even expand on what they have if they're able to get these government contracts. But I think they do. They've already gotten some military stuff. I think they're going to get a lot of the civil engineering and a lot of the civil contracts as well. And that's what's really going to push them forward, is if this administration puts a lot of tax dollars into infrastructure, you're going to see Palantir really run. I do think it gets 45 easily in the next 30 days. I think ultimately 50 in the next 30. But I think over the next 6 months, you're looking at it being 75. And then, of course, in the next year, I think you're going to get to 94, possibly 100. Like, the Palantir has a really good look to it. Second to last, Zoom. People sleeping on Zoom. I don't know why. I understand it's not the same Zoom that we had here. I get that. It's not going back to that. But in the large scheme of things, this is a higher low. So we're really at an apex area here where Zoom's going to go. Earnings are coming, I believe, next week. Not this week, but next week. They're going to blow everybody away. They're going to blow you, me, our moms, our sisters, our brothers, our cats, our dogs out of the water. Will it be as good as it was in August? No. But it's going to be really, 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 really good. So I'm thinking from way I'm, you try to take all the information you can. And so far we played it pretty well. We played the bounce here. We bought at about right here. Once it crossed the 8-day here at 350, we bought, and this was back in January, we bought the February 19th 400s and the March 19th 450s. We sold the 400s for 200 and some odd percent. on this move here to 420. We sold half the 450s here at 430. Sold us about 180, 190%. Still holding on to another half of the 450s we have, but also looking at the 430s, not for this week, but the week after. So we'll see how Zoom works, but I think this is a good base area. 407 is a great buy. If somebody tells you that it's falling off the face of the earth at 407, that means they're trying to scare you so they can buy it. Last one, DraftKings. Mercury, who's one of our master traders, he has a great eye for stocks. He has a great eye for things. He literally bought the bottom of this support. He bought it at 56.97. I have the proof of when he sent it out. But 56.97, he bought the bottom. It gapped up. I mean, he's already sitting pretty in it. And it has earnings this week. I expect it to hit all-time highs and then sell off, but it could have a nice run up into earnings. Earnings are Friday after hours. Look for it to really move. So that's our watch list for this week. Hopefully we help you guys out. Check us out, www.alphatraders.com. Feel free to DM us with questions at Alpha Traders Inc. More than happy to have everybody. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next week.